This video tutorial will highlight some additional features and options that are available to you for working within the charting area within your TradeShark software. Upon first opening up a new chart, you will find it helpful to start by utilizing one of TradeShark's predefined templates, which can be accessed via the drop-down menu at the top right-hand corner of your charting area. In this example, I'll start by utilizing TradeShark's standard template, which displays TradeShark's medium-term trend forecast, as well as TradeShark's predicted neural index. To access additional market information or add new indicators to the charting area, you will need to access the indicator tray located on the right-hand side of your screen. It is in this area that we will be able to access important market information such as volume and open interest, as well as access all of TradeShark's predictive indicators. To add a new indicator to the charting area, you simply need to identify the selection, click, drag and drop it into the charting area. In this example, I've gone ahead and also included TradeShark's short-term trend forecast. However, because TradeShark's medium-term trend forecast was already against the price data, things have become a little confusing. We can quickly separate these indicators by locating the indicator name from the charting area and dragging and dropping to the bottom of your screen. As you can see, a shaded area has appeared indicating where a new field will be created to house that indicator. Now that you've been able to separate both of these indicators, you can clearly view both trend forecasts at the same time. You may also wish to add some important and helpful market information such as volume to the chart. This can be done by accessing the price drop-down within the indicator tray. Much like your indicators, simply click on the information that you would like to add to the chart, drag and drop it into the charting area. As you can see, an entirely new field was created to display this volume information. To get a better view of this information, you may wish to collapse other fields within the area. You may also wish to combine multiple indicators into one charting field. For example, to combine volume and the short-term trend forecasts, I simply need to identify the indicator name or label from the charting area, click, drag and drop it into the new field. Notice how the short-term trend forecast and volume indicator is now combined into this one charting area. As you can see, the combination of these indicators clashes quite a bit, with the yellow from the volume bars covering up the short-term trend forecast. This can be addressed by accessing an indicator's properties, which will allow you to make indicators see-through, change their color, or adjust their exact position within a charting area. To access an indicator's chart properties, simply locate the indicator label from the charting area and either double-click or right-click and choose Properties. It is here that you'll find a wide assortment of options to make changes to the display of each indicator within TradeShark. In this example for volume, we have the option to change the indicator's label, change its current visibility on the charts, its color, as well as its opacity, or how see-through the indicator appears. For this example, I'll go ahead and change the volume bars to a color of light blue, and we'll also move the opacity to about 35 to make sure that we can see the short-term trend forecast behind it. We can then click Apply to get a quick view of how these changes will be displayed on our charts. Once you've adjusted an indicator's position as well as its chart properties, you may also wish to place a scale or the values associated with a particular indicator. To do this, you'll need to click on the indicator's label from the charting area and drag it to either the right-hand or left-hand side of that particular charting region. By dropping the indicator, you can choose to place the scale or values towards the right-hand side or left-hand side of the charting area. You can also hover over the middle of the charting area so that no arrows appear. This will remove the scale entirely. After customizing the indicator's properties and getting the exact layout that you would like to see appear on your charts, you can also choose to adjust some generalized charting settings. To access these settings, you'll need to select the Settings drop-down ribbon and choose Options. By clicking the Charts tab, you'll see a few options available to you. We can add vertical or horizontal crosshairs to the chart, add or remove the grid lines, as well as add tooltips, which will display helpful information if we hover over a particular bar or candlestick. Once I click OK, you can see that the vertical and horizontal crosshairs have been added to our chart. We can now see exactly where our cursor is located on the scale towards the right. We also have the option of hovering over a particular candlestick to display our tooltips, which not only include the actual open, high, low, and close price, as well as volume, but also the predicted high and low values from TradeShark. Once you've had the chance to add the proper selection of indicators and adjust the indicator properties, you may find it helpful to remove or hide the indicator tray, thus clearing up more room for you to work with your charts. This can be done by accessing the two options at the top right-hand corner of this area, such as Auto Hide or Close. By selecting Auto Hide, we will minimize the indicator tray, but have quick access to it by simply hovering over this area. If we move back to the charting area, the indicator tray will be hidden from view. Once you've had a chance to work with your charts, you'll find it helpful to utilize the charting tools located in the upper right-hand corner of each charting area. Here you'll see the options to draw a custom line, as well as a vertical one, with a button directly below that which will remove any recently drawn lines. To draw a custom line on your charts within TradeShark, simply click the Custom Line button, drag and drop the line on your chart as you would like it to appear. Once a custom line is drawn, you'll have the ability to right-click and be presented with a few additional options. Here you can access TradeShark's profit calculator, which will measure the distance of the move, but you'll also have the option to link the beginning and end of the line to specific values within each trading day. For instance, the open, high, low, and close price, in addition to TradeShark's predicted high and low values. You can also choose to draw vertical lines by simply clicking the vertical line button and then clicking on your chart where you would like that line to appear. If you would like to remove custom drawn lines, you can simply choose the Delete All Custom Lines button. You will also have the option to zoom or pan through different chart views. This zooming feature can be accessed by the toggle button at the upper right-hand corner of each charting area. However, you will also have the ability to simply scroll up and down on your mouse's scroll button to zoom in and out of a charting area. Below the zoom feature, you'll have a feature to switch between candlesticks and open, high, low, and close bars, as well as an option that will quickly toggle on and off your vertical and horizontal crosshairs. This concludes the advanced tutorial for working with your charts within the TradeShark software. For additional information about working with TradeShark templates or IntelliScan features, you'll want to view those tutorials as well. Thank you.